Hi everyone, Jean Lurson here. So this week I'm going to show you how to paint the night sky. This is a painting I did many years ago. I'm going to show you how to do this sky, and I'm actually only going to paint the sky because it's a demonstration on skies, but I just wanted you to see how I incorporated the land into this particular sky. There's many colors you can use for the night sky, and this is early evening after sunset, a painting that I did also many years ago of the dunes in Point Reyes, where we often visit. And this is the bay, Richardson Bay, which leads into San Francisco Bay. I did, I think it was a Perylene Violet I used for this. It was also sort of, I suppose you could call this early evening. And then this painting where I used indigo and burnt sienna. You'll find a list with links of all the materials I used for these demonstrations just below the video. Just click on show more for the complete list. By the way, I'm using Saunders Waterford 300-pound cold press paper, and I wanted to tell you about this tape that I've discovered. I saw this online on Amazon and said it was for artists and crafters and had some good reviews, so I thought I'd give it a try. And so far it's worked great for not letting the paint get under the tape, and so it creates a nice border, but it's also wider than the hardware store tape that I was using, and it's actually very inexpensive, and it came in 3 rolls for I think it was under $20. So now I'm going to use some quinacridone magenta and some indanthrone blue, which this is the Daniel Smith indanthrone blue, which is deeper than the Winsor & Newton indanthrone blue, and I have both. I'm going to put this at this angle because I didn't want that to run down that way. And we all know that this is going to dry much lighter, so you want to go, now I didn't quite mean to go that dark, so we can just add more water. And I'm going to put this down. I'm going to let this one dry because otherwise all the colors are going to run into each other. I'm going to take off the tape and show you just how beautiful a border it leaves. And it's fairly sticky tape. It's stickier than the hardware tape that I used to use. And I have a hair in there, but oh, that was bad. Didn't intend to do that. And I'm very happy with this tape. So we'll let that dry. So you can see how much lighter this has dried, and I don't mind the magenta being light, but we need to darken the blue. And I'm going to do that by adding some indigo into the blue of the oh, that's not indigo. Hang on a second. That's the indanthrone, I believe. Now I'm working wet on dry because I want to get some cloud effects. And I'm trying to decide whether to use indigo now. I kind of like the indanthrone by itself. And let's see. And we need a little bit more of the magenta. And I'll even add some magenta into the blue here. And I'm debating whether to put some indigo into that. I'm going to put a little dash in and just see. Yes, I do like it. See, I'm adding some indigo into the upper part of the sky. Actually, I think I should put this on a board and just let it do its thing. And I think I'll spritz that a teeny bit just to get some of the indigo to run a little bit more in this diagonal direction. And when I've got it to where I want it, I will put it flat. I'm not going to add any land area to this. I think it stands on its own as a type of sky you can do. Let's see, I'm going to add a bit more magenta down here. Just give the sky some more texture. But basically, in 2 coats, that's what you can do with quinacridone and magenta, indanthrone blue, and a little bit of indigo. I hope you're going to give these all a try. Now, night skies don't have to be dull, so we're going to have some fun with some color. And just use your imagination. Experiment, basically. Take that down. I'm using alizarin crimson and Indian yellow, and I'm going to use some quinacridone magenta. This is permanent alizarin crimson, by the way. And actually I want to take this further down. And now I want to have just some touch of yellow in the bottom here. I'm going to do a dark land area. I'm going to take some neutral tint and I'm going to put this up on my table easel, put it at an angle. I just want to keep the sides clean so we don't get any runbacks. See, I want that to run like that, and I think I'm going to do a little bit more neutral tint, maybe here. Now this is going to dry lighter, so we always have to remember that. So I'm just making the colors darker so that I can probably finish it in 2 coats. And I'm going to put a little bit of Payne's Grey in as well. I love neutral tint. It's a really warm color that is usually used for neutralizing your colors, but I love using it. See what happens when it goes over the Indian yellow? You get this very nice, it's almost brownish color. Now I'm going to put it flat. I think maybe I'll put a little bit more magenta into it with a little bit of alizarin mixed in. You just basically have to play around with it until you're happy with the design. I just want the color to show through here a little bit too. I like to have the previous colors showing through. I'm going to let that dry and then do a dark land area in the front here. Let's see. I want this to run this way. Let's just see. If you end up playing with it too much, is when you run into trouble. But I'm just not 100% happy with things yet. I'm going to dry off my brush with the paper towel and just take off these dark side bits. Always clean your tape, otherwise the colors can run back and create blooms. I like the way things have merged into each other. So we'll let it dry and finish it off. Now this is dried a lot lighter, so I am going to have to add some more paint, and I'm going to put the alizarin over the whole upper sky, put a little bit of magenta in with that, and I'm using my rough hardware store brush and some neutral tint. We're just going to let this run down. And I want to put some more alizarin. I want to lift a little bit here. And then what I was just going to do at the bottom here was take some neutral tint and just do a dark spit of land, and that you can get the effect of the I'm going to put this flat. So now you can get the effect of the glow at the horizon Well, I hope you liked these demonstrations, and I hope you're going to give it a try. For this one, I'm going to show you how I did that all blue sky with the different shades of blue. And I used a rough, cheap paintbrush from the hardware store. It's a 1-inch brush, and it's got these hard bristles, and it's going to be important in the subsequent layers to get those bands across the sky. I have to let this dry. Don't know if I mentioned that I'm using 3 colors here. I'm using French ultramarine, indigo, and Payne's Grey. Now I'm going to put some darker French ultramarine stripes across the sky. And I'm just lightly hitting the paper Now I'm going to drop some Payne's Grey into that, and also onto the lighter blue. Maybe at the top I would do more of a continuous line, otherwise you get too many stripes. So, and maybe my blue, my paler blue was a little too pale in some areas. Let's see if I can rectify that. I need to go over this, I'm going to mix some Payne's Grey with French ultramarine. I just put some of each on my brush, not actually mix it. I'm actually mixing it on the paper, more or less. I'm just trying to get a mixture of the two. And the French ultramarine is such a lovely rich blue that I wanted to show through also. So you just have to be careful not to overdo it. And as you come down in the sky, you really want to make this bottom part lighter. And you can lift while it's still wet. That's how I did this particular sky. It's a lot of fun. Give it a try. So I hope you enjoyed these demonstrations, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.